Rules of negatives with addition and subtraction is what we're going to look at in this video. So it's split into 6 parts. In part 1, we're going to look at, well, how do you deal with a negative and a positive, and then the opposite of that. So how about a positive number first, take away a negative, and then we have 2 negative signs here. Well, how do you deal with something like that? We're also going to look at harder examples with much bigger numbers as well. And how about something like this, where you've got 2 signs next to each other with a positive number first? Again, the same thing, but this time we have a negative number first. And then finally, how about this? 2 of the same signs. What on earth does that mean? So the way my videos work, I'm going to do the example on the left, which is I do. You are then going to press pause and have a go at the example on the right, which is you do. So here, the question is minus 2 plus 5. Now, you can write this in a different way to make your life easier. We can write the positive part first. So the same question, I can write this as plus 5, and then I can write this bit minus 2. Now, that's the same as writing 5 minus 2. We don't need the plus sign. That's 3. So the answer here is 3. All I've done is I've rewritten that question in a different form. So looking at the one on the right, again, hopefully press pause and had a go at this. So we can rewrite this. We can write the positive bit first. So that's 6. And then we can write this bit here. That's minus 1. Now we know 6 minus 1 is 5. So that is also going to be 5 there. And if you have a look at one more example like this, again, we're just writing this with the positive first and then the negative. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So the answer here is 1. And again, hopefully you've pressed pause and had a go at this. So that gives you a 3 there and a 3 there. So here's some questions for you to have a go at. Press pause and have a go. Here are the answers. Mark your work. Now, moving on. Now, with this one, we do have the positive number first, and we've got the negative second. But this time, what I want you to notice is we are taking away 2 from 5. Now, if I did it the other way around, if I take away a big number from a small number, the answer is 3. Now, when I do it the other way around, the answer here is minus 3. Okay, and the reason for that is because we're taking away a small number from a bigger number. So you can think of it as 5 minus 2, but just put a negative at the front. So the one on the right, again, you should straight away, the first thing you should think of is what sign is the answer going to be? The answer is going to be a negative because we're taking away a small number from a big number. And then in your head, all you can do is you just need to do 6 minus 1 really. And that gives you 5 and you keep the sign there. So again, if you look at another example, so again, straight away, the first thing that comes to my mind is that the answer is going to be a negative because we're taking away a small number from a big number. Now, in this case, I can just think of it as 4 minus 3, which is 1, and that gives us 1 there. Again here, the first thing you should think of is the sign for the answer, and the answer sign is going to be negative because we're taking away a small number, 5, from a bigger number, 8, and then I can just think of it as 8 minus 5, which is 3, so the answer here is minus 3. So press pause and have a go. Here are the answers. Now we have a negative 1, take away 4. Now in this case, again, the first thing you should think of is what is the sign of the answer going to be? When you have 2 negatives like this, the answer is going to be a negative, and you can just add the 1 and the 4 together. That gives you a 5. Again here, the first thing you think of is what is the sign of the answer going to be? Well, there's 2 negatives, so the answer there is going to be a negative, and then you can just add the 2 together. So 5 plus 3 is 8, so the answer is negative 8. And again, press pause and have a go at these questions. Here are the answers. Mark your work. Now, we are doing the exact same thing, but we're looking at much bigger numbers now. So again, I can make my life easier here. I can put the positive first, and I can write this bit second. So that's just going to now be 24 take away 13, which gives me 11. So the answer to this question is 11. And again, I can make my life easier. I can write the 39 first, and the 21 second. And then if I do that, I get my answer as 18. And it's a positive 18 because we have a bigger number take away a smaller number. So moving on, here's some practice questions. Here are the answers. And now again, with this one, it's already written with the positive first and negative second, so we can't make our life any easier. But what I want you to know immediately is that the answer is going to be a negative because we are taking away a small number, 22, from a bigger number, 35. Okay, because 35 is bigger, the answer is going to be negative, and all you can do here in your head is, well, what's 35 take away 22? If I do 35 take away 22, I get the answer as 13. And the answer there is going to be negative 13. Again here, we are taking away a small number 34 from a bigger number, 43. So the answer is going to be a negative. And then in your head, you can just do 43, take away 34, and 43 take away 34 is just 9. And here are some practice questions for you to have a go at. Press pause and have a go. Here are the answers, mark your work. And now we have two negatives. So with these, the answer is going to be a negative, and you can just add them together. So 40 plus 30 is 70, and plus the 1, so that's 71. Again here, the first thing you want to think of is what's the sign of the answer going to be? Well, there's two negatives, so the answer is going to be a negative, and just add the two together. So then do 52 plus 30, so that's going to be 82. And here's some practice questions. Press pause and have a go. Here are the answers, mark your work. And now looking at this, now we have two signs next to each other. Okay, when you have two signs next to each other and the opposite signs, they just become a negative. So this here just becomes a negative. So I can rewrite this as 5 minus 2. So the answer here is 3. Again, hopefully press pause and have a go. So when you have two opposite signs next to each other, they just become a negative. That is going to become 4. So whether it's plus, minus, or minus plus, it will always become a negative. Okay, just remember that whenever the signs are opposite, whether two opposite signs are next to each other, it becomes a minus. And again, the same here. We've got two opposite signs, so that's 4 minus 5. We have a positive number, take away a negative number, take away a number. And then we have, well, first thing I want to think of is, well, what sign is the answer going to be? It's going to be negative because we have a small number, take away a big number. And then I can just think of it as, well, what's 5 minus 4? That's 1. So that's going to be 1 there. And again, I'm going to clean this up first. So that's 1 minus 6. So the first thing I think of is, what side is the answer going to be? Well, we're taking away a small number from a big number. So the answer is going to have a negative in it. And then I can just think of this as, well, what's 6 minus 1? Well, that's 5. So this will be 5. Here's some practice questions for you to have a go at. Press pause and have a go. Here are the answers. Mark your work. And now again, we're just going to do the exact same thing, but we've got a negative number in here as well. So we're going to tidy that up. So that becomes minus 3. The plus and the minus become a minus because they're two opposite signs. So now we just have minus 3 minus 4. So again, the first thing you should think of is, what sign is the answer going to be? There's two negatives, so the sign is going to be a negative. And then in this case, you just add the two together. So 4 plus 3, that's 7 there. So the answer is minus 7. And again, tidy this up first. What sign is the answer going to be? A negative, because there's two negatives. And in this case, we are just going to add the two together. So that's negative 7 there. And here's some practice questions for you to have a go at. Press pause and have a go. Here are the answers. And now this is a bit different. Both the signs next to each other now are the same. When two signs next to each other are the same, it becomes a positive. Okay. So again, hopefully press pause and have a go at this. Two signs are next to each other. Tidy that up. That becomes a positive. So the answer here is 10. And again, same here. Tidy this up. Minus 3 plus 2. And we can make a life a little bit easier here because we have the, we can write the positive number first like we did before. So that can be written as 2 minus 3. Now we can see here that it's a small number, take away a big number. So the answer is going to have a negative in it. And then it's just a case of doing 3 minus 2. That's 1. So the answer here is minus 1. And again, hopefully you've pressed pause and had a go at this. The first step is to tidy this up. So that becomes minus 2 plus 1 because two of the same signs become a positive. Now I can make my life a bit easier, put the positive first. So that's 1 minus 2. Okay. And now we have a small number, take away a big number. So the answer is going to be a negative. And then it's just a case of, well, what's 2 minus 1? That's 1. So that becomes 1. And now we're looking at slightly bigger numbers. But again, exact same steps. Tidy this up. And I can put the positive first, 23 minus 32. So I know my answer is going to be a negative because we're taking away a small number from a bigger number. And the answer here is going to be 9. So I can just do 32, take away 23. That gives me the 9, and it's a negative 9. And again, the first step here is to tidy this up. Once I've tidied that up, I can put the positive first to make my life a bit easier. 45 take away 98. Now, it's a small number, take away a big number. So we're going to then have a negative there. And all we need to do now is, well, what's 98? take away 45. Well, 98 take away 45 is 53. So the answer is negative 53. Here's some practice questions you should have a go at. Press pause and have a go. Here are the answers. And that is the end of this video. If you would like a full worksheet on this, I've linked it down in the comments below. Do check out the rest of our videos, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.